Cross-Examine episode 46. I don't even think I said 46 on Bon Wee, did I? I think I just said Bon Wee.
Well, it's 45, right?
I don't know.
Or 65?
65. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I was like,
that's why I said you don't get punked. You're supposed to be the one that remembers this shit.
Fuck you. You were actively like, oh, I got it right this time on the last podcast.
No, fuck you. I got it right.
Uh-huh.
Cross-Examine 65. Oh, see, now I'm just going to cut it right there.
No, you're not. You just
you're right. I'm not going to cut that. Actually, maybe I will. You know, fuck you. Welcome to Cross-Examine, where we say, spar at each other for the first 30 seconds of the podcast. This week we're talking about Dragon Ball Z Kai. We're talking about Dragon Ball Z Super.
No.
One Piece, we're catching up all the way to episode 1000, so I hope you're...
It's the last two episodes of Komi Can't Communicate, episodes 11 and 12.
Yep.
And then
you got this
3 episodes of Demon Slayer.
Yep.
And then final episode of Platinum End.
Yay. Final episode.
The most recent episode 13.
Hang on, I will say Platinum End is starting to get better. I went into it, listen, you have to go into it now with a fresh mindset. And I did, and I think it's more enjoyable now. I think I want to hate it, which is why I've hated it. Going with a fresh mindset, a lot better. I mean, thinking with a fresh mind and breathing before you watch it. Demon Slayer. Dude.
Well, that's happened in 3 episodes.
Yo, that demon be fucking thick.
How dare you? She's only 13. Says every fucking...
I'm talking about the actual demon gal they're fighting.
Yeah. That's like literally the argument at a bunch of fucking...
She's 13.
Yeah. She was turned into a demon at 13.
So
112 years ago. And it's like, she's still 13.
We still don't know her actual backstory, do we?
No.
The only thing we know is she's like super beautiful. There was a whole theme this week about being beautiful. Platinum Ends was like, yo, beauty. Fucking Komi Can't Communicate is always about, oh, she's so beautiful. But they also had like a small beauty contest thing. And then fucking Demon Slayer is all about like, oh, I'm a 1,400-year-old slut. Hey, man, her words, not mine. Not exactly those words. Dude, the fight, we'll just talk about the whole thing. Everything kind of merged together. First things first with Demon Slayers. Yo, those fucking mice are on something else, dude.
Yeah, buff mice.
Those mice are fucking juiced.
Buff mice.
Inosuke, is running through the fucking, what do they call it? There's an actual name for, a prostitution house. It's like a... Oh, it's like not a hostess. It's a...
Soap bar? Well...
I thought it was called something else, like a hostess or something like that.
I don't remember.
Whatever. Inosuke's running around the whorehouse, not wearing his makeup or anything, which he never really wore makeup anyways. Busts through the ceiling, he's like, swords coming out of nowhere, and you're just seeing these jacked, remember the scene from Fullmetal Alchemist with Armstrong meeting the other dude? That's literally what it was. They're just flexing, throw sword, and then they even have that scene of just flexing everything.
I like how they even took the time to explain why there's buff mice.
I never expected an explanation of, so these mice are buff because they're specially bred, blah, blah, blah. And it's and they're flashy. Okay, we fucking get it. You're flashy. Leave us alone. There was a lot of explanation, but it helped between the fights because you also get an explanation of, you meet Yuzumi, or Yuzui, I think is his name. It's like U-Z-U-I. Yuzui, whatever his name is. The main Hirashi that they're partnered with, the real flashy guy. And then we finally meet all of his wives. Now, first one, she took poison to try and pretend like she was escaping, and then she was almost murdered. He's like, yo, drink this antidote. It's like, first of all, you tried to poison yourself to get away. Why not say you were going shopping or something? There's so many better ways you could have tried to escape. And then the other 2 wives, which are trapped in her belt, the demon's blood art thing is some belt, her belts can cut through anything. All of them. Listen, that man's got a taste, and it's thick thighs and big breast. That is because it's all about flashy. I love because the one girl kind of reminds you of Inosuke. She has that kind of blue and black hairstyle, but just the whole animation of them, it's just so she's smart, but she's like, I'm not a fighter. As she's fighting really good, it's yo, what the fuck? Because they're technically shinobi, right?
Yeah.
Is because they were trained to be shinobi, and they're like, they point out the thing of like what's kind of known, kind of like, we'll never be as strong as the men, but damn it, we're gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
And Yuzui is actually married to all of them. Like at first I thought it was a joke, and it's like, nope, you're my wives.
Yeah, apparently the males, like, once they reach a certain age of, like, what, 13 or some
yeah, they pick like 3
that.
wives or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's like, I pick you 3. And they're happy about it. It's like, yeah, we get to live a better lifestyle. Also, that man put way too much time into his nails when he was younger.
Yeah.
Like every nail's a different color. Has that like bad boy, like short haircut. He looks drastically different than he does now. Now he looks, he's not
flashy.
Well, his hair is like flashier, but his hands aren't. But he's also more ripped. Oh, like there's so many scenes. It's like, what is up with this? Does this man just like eat fucking protein before he leaves every single day?
Probably.
Like
he's very strong. He's
also okay. So my favorite scene besides everything is when Tanjiro's talking to Moro, the main like top dog prostitute. He's like, I'm actually not a girl. Yeah, I know. It's like, oh wait, you knew? I've been putting on this act for no reason this whole time. What? Well,
yeah, of course. It's like, it's real easy to tell that you're not a woman.
Yeah, it was like, you're too ugly to be a woman anyway. But then like the other demon girl's like, you're an ugly bitch. It's like, well, I'm a man. It's like pretty fucking obvious. It's pretty obvious. God, dude, that fight, when you and Improvise were talking about how like, oh yeah, this fight's going to kick off.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like,
is Daki, which is the demon versus Tanjiro.
Yeah, that fight kicked off, dude. Like, I mean, you can talk about the fight. I've talked a lot.
I mean,
so Tanjiro finds out who the demon is. I guess that's where we're going.
Yeah,
with this.
he chases after. Eventually, like, cut because the one lady that
Amaru or whatever her name is like Amarai.
Literally, the moment he leaves, she's kidnapped by Daki.
Yeah,
and it's like,
but he smells her.
Yeah,
he's got that nose.
Yeah, and
fucking coke addict
tracks Daki down. Fight ensues because, of course, and there's a lot of flashbacks within the last 2 episodes.
Like 3 flashbacks because you have a Daki flashback, you have a Zui flashback,
you get a Tanjiro flashback.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you do get a Tanjiro flashback.
You actually get like 2 technically.
No, wait, then you get one more flashback. You get a one of the girls. That's a flashback. One of the hooker girls. That's a flashback. Oh, and I guess
hooker girls, like it's one of his wives. It's
listen, they having sex for money. You're a fucking hooker.
Makio.
I don't care how much honor she has. She's
Uzui's wife.
She's sleeping with people for money.
No, but she's not though. Also, most of those.
Did she sleep with people for money? Yes.
So part of the problem is not every single one of those houses are whorehouses. They're just like entertainment places, which is part of the
tax purposes.
It's part of the problem with calling it an entertainment district. There were literally just places that would just only perform. No,
whores and you know it.
Okay, you fucking incel. Calm down.
Listen, when the Lord is watching.
God, I bet they're naked under that absolute whores.
I bet you showered.
Dude,
that fight was fucking crazy. Like at first you're like, okay, she got the drop on Tanjiro, like she hits him, and it was a cool thing to watch him go through his training in his head of, oh, I'm paralyzed. No, you hurt your back. You're just a fucking idiot. You're not scared. Fights her back. And then it's like, oh, Tanjiro just cut the belt. He can do it. Then he gets his ass kicked Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you do get one of the many flashbacks because Tanjiro has like 3 flashbacks in 2 episodes, which is kind of a lot.
He has a flashback to Rengoku's dad.
And the first flashback is him training because he needs to raise his body heat to be able to do the sun.
Oh, yeah, he's got to keep the heat up.
He's so there was a flashback.
You got a fever, Tanjiro? please don't tell her. Please. It's been 4 days. Don't tell her. I'm at my peak when I have.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, when his body temperature is higher, he can perform
I think 4. He was talking about like 4 or 5 a day.
Mm-hmm. And he raises his body temperature during the fight. He's really fucking going off, using the sun style.
This is some like real Bleach shit where he's like, I'm at my limit. Hold up, I'm not at my limit. It's like, stay the fuck down, Tanjiro. Just stay down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, Uzui and Inosuke find basically where all of the women are hidden, which are in Sash's underground.
Inosuke, before this, is like, I found the hole that lead to the lair. My head can fit, which means my body can fit. Dislocates like his entire upper body. He's like, oh, I can squeeze through.
A worm.
Dude, I don't know. I hate something about like cracking of bones. He's like,
yeah, it's whatever.
Dude, Inosuke was kicking ass down there because basically the Daki is her name. Mm-hmm. She's technically like her belt is one form of a demon. Like it's part of her.
Yeah, it's just something that she split off. It's basically if you watch the Mugen Train, imagine the hand being just split. It's
because she splits and then part of her belt is fighting Inosuke, then the second point Izui, and then Zenitsu, which total badass moments like, oh, he's passed out, but I feel a disturbance, and he just fucking just fucking.
Why is this man only worth something when he's asleep?
It's because he can fully concentrate while he's. Listen, man, I don't know. You saw season 1. Dude fucking cries his eyes out every chance he gets. The best part about that, though, so they chop all the the pieces up. The rest of the belt goes back to Daki, but right after that, they're running out of the hole. Right, like the fight's this way. We gotta go help Tanjiro. And fucking Zenitsu is running while asleep, and Inosuke's like, "You awake? You awake? No, what? How are you asleep? How are you asleep right now?" And even Inosuke says you're only good when you're asleep.
Yeah.
Yo, fucking Zenitsu. Imagine once he masters that while he's awake. Dude would be unstoppable.
Nah, man, you just feed that man sleeping pills forever. At least
keep on melatonin the whole time.
Yeah. 100% on top of his game.
Yeah. But the best part of this fucking fight, though. So then we fade the black back to Tanjiro. Tanjiro's about to go fucking down, right? Mm. He fucking hits his limit because he uses too much of the sun breathing. Is laying on the ground, and she's like, "Oh, finally I can." No, before that, she unleashes her blood art. Is that what they call it?
So the Hashira Uzui shows up, destroys all the belts. The actual part of that, which is alive, goes back to Daki. So now she's actually at the upper 6 full power. And
her hair turns white and you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Well, that's because she's at the full power at that point.
Yeah. And you're like, what just happened? And then like half the fucking city block just gets cut up. Yeah. Bodies everywhere. Blood everywhere.
That one dude's a moron. Like, if there's a dude standing in the middle of the street with a sword, maybe not try to walk up and like criticize whatever the fuck's going on.
Get that fucking sword out of here. Fuck that shit.
So
and, I mean, people are like, that was pretty well like detailed drawn, like bodies everywhere, people cut in half. Tanjiro managed to block part of the shot because he saw for a fraction of a second the
block part of it with his fucking shoulder gets cut up.
That man just got healed up after being fucking decimated. Mm-hmm. Now he's all destroyed again. But then he goes to fight her, uses his sun power.
Yeah, because he's mad.
Yeah, because he's... Well, doesn't he pass out first and then get the red eyes?
No.
Oh.
He gets angry because she basically
murdered a
whole bunch of people and just wants to refer to them as basically like ants, like cockroaches. And
it's fucking crazy.
His speed raises a lot, and
it's like 100 times faster because he immediately fucking... Oh my god!
He gets really good shots on her, and at one point, it looks like he cuts her neck, but she turned it into fabric, essentially.
Well, he cut part of her neck, and then the rest of it was fabric that just kind of flailed.
Yeah.
Which is another fucking cop. I'm like, yo, I got this string that holds my neck. Now I got this fabric that holds my neck. It's like, listen, bitches, like, don't be cheap.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a smart move, but come on. Dude, but it was crazy. His eyes are like fucking blood red. He's bleeding out of his eyes. He's a totally different person. Not even like responding to anything.
He does go in for the kill, which
he's in the middle of killing her. Like she's no wait. She does is she attacks him with like all of her belt. Like all these belts are individual things. It's like Dr. Octopus, right? Mm-hmm. Attacks him. He stabs the cloth and is holding it with tension. She's like, okay, so all I got to do is pull this back and hit him, and I can do that in a fraction of a second. There's no way he can close this distance. Fucking snap, and he's cutting her neck. She's like, oh shit, is this it? Is this it? And then Tanjiro's like,
yeah,
falls over.
Basically gets like a flashback to someone that looks like a younger version of his dad.
No, I think it's a younger version of his dad because she's now having flashbacks of Muzan. Mm-hmm. Because Muzan, at one point, she's like, oh, is he taking over? And it's like Muzan trying to control her to kill Tanjiro because Tanjiro has the power of his dad. Mm-hmm. Because they do point out that mark on your head, Tanjiro, is the same mark that all Sun users have. And Tanjiro's like, no, I got this from a burn as a kid, which I assume is just a fabricated story his dad told him. Mm-hmm. Because his dad has the same mark on his head, which is only typical of Sun users. Mm-hmm. So he passes out. She's about to kill him, and our fucking girl, fucking Nezuko, comes out of nowhere, kicks her so hard it just cuts half her head off.
Yeah.
Like the whole from like teeth up, it's just gone. She goes flying, and then we're left with badass Nezuko grows like 5 feet. And apparently, how do you know Nezuko powered up? She's got boobies.
Yeah.
And then she's got like flower, like jungle leaf pattern on her. I don't know what that means. It must mean something, but she starts using, well, at first, I guess I should say, the demon girl fights her back, cuts off an arm, cuts off a leg, and then she's like, I cut her in half. You're a low rank demon. There's no way you can heal instantly like us. Nezuko gets up. It's like, wait a minute, I cut her in half. How is she healing? Leg comes back. Arm fucking comes back. She's like, oh, she has the power of an upper 6. And I'm like, oh shit. Nezuko's a fucking upper 6. Oh baby, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. There is a kind of pseudo flashback where their younger brother basically talks about how they're both Tanjiro and Nezuko are super kind, but when they get mad, they can be scary, essentially. And it's like, yeah, clearly, because Nezuko's very mad because Tanjiro
she is fucking not
up.
Very mad. She's fucking pissed.
Yeah, she bit through the bamboo thing, and that's where someone had pointed out where it's like, I never thought I could see angry thighs.
Yeah.
But yeah, or angry calves. And it's like, yeah.
Well, she's like popping muscles basically out everywhere, Mm-hmm. She's flashy. And I mean, they just start fucking fighting. Yeah. And that's where they're like, you wait till next week. It's like, you motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I would say Demon Slayer so far, pretty up there. Up there. I would say potential, anime of the year material, but Attack on Titan's out, so there's no way Attack on Titan's.
So I'm just gonna sit there and be just like a JoJo stan and only suck that dick for a while.
What? I mean, Attack on Titan's good. Have you seen it? No, you haven't. Fuck off.
I've seen 2 episodes.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, we're like 80 episodes in, Justus. What now?
Wow, it's good. You changed studios and had a kind of underwhelming last season because you were super hyped for last season.
Yeah,
and
then it's not over.
Yeah, and then it like got halfway through. You waited a year, and even when the last episode you watched, you're like, it was kind of okay, I guess.
Like they like stopped so abruptly. Listen, man, That ending.
Yeah, well, I can't wait till they have to push episodes back because it's
listen,
not finished.
It's one episode in, and it's worth the wait. No, but I will say, Demon Slayer so far, you know, stacking up to be a very, very good, like, you know, anime. I'm still not a fan of the ending theme.
It's fine.
I know it's hard to lead with like the original season 1 opening theme song and then go to this new one. The new one's all right, but it's like I'm gonna love the first because Lisa did it right.
Yeah, but the second one's done by Eimer.
I know, but
so Lisa it's not like you're getting a downgrade at all.
I feel like if I listen to it more, I'll like it. You know what I mean? But it's still like, you know, I'll still listen to do 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 do.
Nah, man, Eimer is fucking equal quality to anything that Lisa puts out. Great
at least
copyright.
Eimer's not getting cheated on. I mean, that was no, there was one more thing. No, they did something with the buff mice. I can't remember what it was. Was it Inosuke was putting like what the no, it was what was it? They said something fucking hilarious. I think it was Inosuke like, why are these mice so fucking buff on there?
I don't remember.
Well, I pulled my notes real quick. I didn't pull up my notes.
Yeah, there were some really good moments. I still kind of feel like there's a lot of flashbacks. Like
I feel like it's needed, so the next episode's gonna be one big fight.
I really hope so. If we get another flashback, it'd be like at least 3 flashbacks an episode on average. Like
no, I think it's like 2.
That's still a lot.
But to be fair, the flashbacks, like the Shinobi flashback for Izui, was like 30 seconds, and it was just a kind of filler of this is what happened. Here you go. You know who doesn't have flashbacks? Komi Can't Communicate.
No, can we save that for last? Can we do the one episode of Platinum End and then finish with Komi?
But I already did my transition. It was almost like it's the end, like Platinum End. Oh, recovery. Go.
I quit.
Okay. So this is what I'm saying about Platinum End, right? Hear me out. We talked about how much we hated. I feel like we should try and be more positive on this podcast about it. I mean, to give stuff a chance. You know, if you go into something pre-hating it, because this episode was actually kind of good. They gave you, so we watched one episode of Platinum End, which was episode, I think, 13 is what it is. So they're at the standoff still. It's our boy, Red, and then Metro Polyman. And they're staring at each other. And they decide, well, how are we going to settle this fight? We'll have a duel. And I don't think they fully explained the rules last time. I don't know if this was a summary.
No, they didn't.
But basically, they're standing far enough apart. They're like, okay, so each time we take a shot, we'll get 5 meters closer. Which, I mean, that's pretty weird. Like, it's basically 5 steps. Metro Polyman is shooting white arrows. Red is shooting red arrows. And they keep shooting at each other. And after about the 4th shot, right, Metro Polyman's on his 2nd. And that 2nd shot almost hits our boy. Like, it's getting fucking close. And at this point, Red is basically, like, this far away from each other. Some scenes are this far away. Some scenes are, like, farther away.
Yeah, part of it's just perspective stuff.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, I don't know if Metro Polyman's going to dodge this because he's even said, I'm not going to run. But it's like, he'll definitely run. But he seems like he's not going to run. And you find out what happens to his sister. That motherfucker killed his own sister, basically.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with, like,
purity.
Like, he wants her to be pure because if you're born rich, you live a better life. You have better... Listen, it hit real hard at home. Like, you have better education, better looks, better social standing.
Yeah, he went off because that kid that ran away is basically, like, recording all of it and broadcasting it live.
Yeah.
And...
which is why maybe that was all planned from the beginning for him running away, or...
maybe.
I don't know. This is where we're getting into that Death Note mindset of, wait, this is planned. Is something else planned? Wait a minute, what's going on? Because even... what's his name? Red is like, is this the real Metro Polyman? It's like, we never fully see a full shot of his face outside the suit. We just get quick zooms in. So maybe it's not because they said you can give away all your wings. So is it the real Metro Polyman?
I would say yes.
I mean, it probably is, but I want that hope of like
specifically because when they're zooming in, they're giving you his mental thought, which would be weird, like a weird choice, which would basically just be directly lying to the audience.
Yeah. But you know what would be cool if they do, because the whole time when you watch I know comparing to Death Note, whatever. Fuck all of y'all. From Death Note, you see it entirely from Light's perspective. But what if they're doing the exact opposite? Like, you're not seeing Metro Polyman's real perspective this whole time. It's always been someone else. That would be kind of cool. I know it'd seem maybe cheap, but it'd be kind of cool too, because the whole time you think it's actually him. Because he's never been shot with a red arrow. And there's
if that was the case, and it turned out that
he's being controlled by someone else. Because you can make the angels go with someone else.
You can. But the way that they've set everything up and they've done like the shadows of his face, like in the helmet, like on some of the up close stuff. And they've done those like pseudo highlight things of his face. Like you kind of know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then giving us inner thought monologue just for him to not physically be the person that you're actually looking at. I felt like for Kakahashi, he's trying to play things a little bit, create a seed of doubt that like then Karane, the Metropolyman, he is spending more time thinking instead of being able to react.
Yeah.
I think that is more of the plan instead of just like, oh, he's actually somewhere else. When comparing things to Death Note, though, because it is inevitable, same guys that made it.
Yeah. To be fair, if you're going to draw your main character, like I'm literally looking at a picture from Mirai from the manga, I'm like, yo, this is fucking Light Yagami with a different shade of, like, draw different people.
It's their style. But I think
it's a copy and paste.
It's whatever. I think the thing that is more interesting and makes things a little bit more palatable for me is if you look at Metropolyman Kanade and basically look at him as Light and Kira, but the extreme that everyone sees of like, I'm willing to kill all of these people for the greater good, like no more ugly people, like all of that stuff, and then have Mirai basically be the absolute pure version of righteousness, because they do that a lot. Even with Death Note, the big theme was like, what is justice and what's
like, morally right versus what is, by the books, like on paper right.
Yeah.
Because, all the criminals they've committed, like, because Kira started with killing like hardcore murderers, which, that's what I like about what he writes, because it's all about, he brings up that thing of like, people have these thoughts. Like they even show like the citizens in the show, like, the first time he's talking about, I'm going to kill everyone. Everyone's like, whoa. And there's one guy clapping. He's like, I'm going to make all people beautiful. Then he's like, well, I'm just going to leave the beautiful people and I'm going to make it so they're rich. And, it creates a better society, which if you take the Darwinism thought process of, well, if you let, I don't know, bad quality A breed with bad quality B, then you have a chance of having both bad qualities. But if you only let quality A quality B breed together, then try not to single anybody out because I know people feel attacked. But it is that moral dilemma.
Also, you get into those weird like eugenics stuff.
Well, it's the whole thing of, first of all, he's God. It's a whole Thanos thing of like, why just make more food? Why do you have to kill half the people in the world? Ooh.
Yeah.
But it's like both of them, their thought process to them makes perfect sense. And obviously we agree with Mirai. Metropolyman's idea is like, well, that's kind of fucked up. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, he's trying to make the perfect world, and he's just doing it the shitty way rather than the hard way, which is what Mirai wants to do. Can we talk about his sister real quick? Yo, that man wants to fuck his sister.
Totally,
100%. Like, I wonder if they're going to give us another flashback on how he was raised, because they don't really show you how he was raised. They show you like when he's a little bit older, because they're like, oh, I grew up in a rich parents. I converse very well, and I took care of her.
Some of the symbolism, by the way, like at one point, because they're showing the flashback. Flashbacks are a big fucking thing this week. They're literally on the hill in the big mansion overlooking everyone else. Yeah. Like they're the literal class above the rest.
And he even says that, which it's so weird finally learning how his sister died. Because like, well, how'd she die? I was like, oh, maybe she got sick. And then it finally gets to the point of, I found this boy at school. He says he likes me. I love him. Brother, do you approve? And he immediately gets that like ugly face, like pissed off of.
Mm-hmm. She'll be tainted.
Yeah, that's literally his thought process. So he's obviously gone insane and he's obsessed with like purity. And then what does she do? She tries to like walk away. He grabs her. She pushes away and then
falls over the edge.
Dude, that was such a guttural crack and squish. She hits the...
It's so weird. How wealthy do you have to be that, like, what looks to already be an indoor building has, like, a flower field with a star thing and weird-ass, like, sitting area. Also, the stone that she fell on, like, you don't see it, and then for whatever reason, like... you get the close-up, it looks like a random stone that's just there. It's like, why?
Well, it's like hard to see because it's like dark gray on black, sort of.
Yeah, it is.
But she hits her head. She falls, hits the top of her head on like the corner of a rock, which, I mean, you can die from that shit. It's just a fucking, what's it called? Like, not brain trauma, not a hemorrhage. I don't know, something like that. But she basically
like an
is like,
aneurysm,
she's like, oh, I'm okay. Then her eyes get dark and she's like, eh. He's like,
yeah, I also thought that was kind of weird. I don't get the process of
the thing
like,
is
taking
like,
the time to be like, oh, I'm okay. Just make her unconscious.
The thing I want to point out though is, earlier in the show they say, oh yeah, he got the powers. Asked doctors how to keep a body good forever, but he already had the facility set up before he tried to kill himself. And it's like maybe that was a temporary thing, and he was just trying to slow it down, and then.
I don't know.
It's definitely a weird, like, but you can see, like, his thought process is still wrong. But because he's gone insane, it's not an out, but it's like you now know why he's doing what he's doing. Because he's just gone insane.
Even after he's done that, he has, like, literally holding her as she's dying. He goes, I need to call an ambulance. But if I call an ambulance, she'll still be tainted.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so I'll basically like let her die.
Yeah, I guess this will get another. I guess this will get another flashback to when he's a kid and he was told like his sister was born. Like, oh, you got to keep her safe, make sure she isn't tainted, and that's where he became obsessed. That's my guess.
I think that's too literal.
Also, on another note, fucking get Hajime out of the fucking frame. I'm tired of seeing his dead, naked, ugly body. Granted, that man took one for the fucking team and he should be worshipped, but at the same time, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't want to see that shit. His angels literally like, now hold him.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah. I just felt like with,
one important thing though, we'll say real quick, when he's giving a speech, not to interrupt, is he points out something that his friend said, and his friend now knows who Metro Polyman is. So that's going to be a whole fucking thing.
There is also like police totally involved. Like they're watching and they're like trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, there's like this whole third party like organization. I don't think they specifically said they were like the Japan police, but it's a whole organization watching it.
Yeah, that was kind of a new thing that suddenly like existed where it's like, oh, okay.
Now, hear me out. Out of the distance, you see Wet walking from the side. It's tied in with Death Note.
No.
Wasn't there? Shinigami and Death Note. It's possible.
No.
Did you think?
No. The comparing, do you think it's fair to compare Kanade to Light? They're basically like
in their thought process, yeah. But the thing is, Light had that very quick change of I can change the world. Like this is for the better. Kanade had that slow, like had some mental disorder of some sort, like too attached, Then the breaking point happened. His sister died. He almost killed himself, and getting that power. It's the same thing, the whole power thing. Also, this has a 6.51 on my anime list, and I feel like the second part of this season might push it up into like a... It's getting good. It's starting to get good. I will give him that.
I don't know if it is. Like, there's those glints of it moving in the correct direction, but we're 13 episodes in, and people's patience are worn thin already.
Well, it might be the thing where the people that stick with it, we get the episode like, I don't know, 16 or something. It's like, yo, I got really good. Come back and watch it. And the people will come back and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything else you have to say about it? I already did my transition for Komi, so we can't communicate about it. Oh,
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Also,
every single one of them.
Speaking of openings for shows, I'm actually starting to fall in love with the opening for this show.
Which one, Komi or Platinum Men?
Platinum Men and Komi. Dude, Komi's a fucking banger right off the bat. No, but Komi Can't Communicate. We have 2 episodes. Maid Cafe Komi. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Maid Komi, best Komi.
Hajime is fucking threw it. That man was, or they were this close to totally pimping out.
Now that you just said that, I just realized we have 2 Hajimes this season. Dude, no, he was okay. The thing I love about it is Hajime's whole thing of like, yo, we're going to make money. That dude is smart. That dude is fucking smart when it comes to making money. Like, yo, hand out these flyers. What all did he do is like hand out these flyers. Komi, walk through the hall, pull people in. Hey, let's play gotcha games. Let's play rock, paper, scissors for money with a maid. Mm-hmm. Take a photo with a maid for money. Until the teachers would have fucking stopped.
Well, one of the last ones was literally like, pay this amount. You could touch maybe the inside of a maid's thigh. That's where it's like, this man was this close to whoring people out. Because,
dude,
like, that literally has them sitting in a bathtub full of, like, money.
Money, yeah. Hajime's just like, yay! They made so much fucking money off that shit.
Buff teacher walks in.
The librarian, excuse you.
Sorry, I said Najime.
Oh, I was going to say, wait, his name was Hajime? Yeah, Najime.
Or Najimi.
Whatever.
I guess, yeah.
I know, I'm going off whatever you say. I know Tanado.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know Komi.
Well, we could do the easy thing. Osuna is not Najimi's name. It's on the same side.
Are they a boy? Are they a girl? We'll never find out.
It's voiced by a lady, though.
Dude, the best part was later when he tried to racketeer again. It's like, oh, we were the meditation club. We were sent to gather you.
Yeah. I do just enjoy the teacher walking up the first time and being like, Najimi, hi, strike one. Strike one. Like, immediately,
Yeah,
you
like,
fucked up. You've been trying to, like, pull strings.
Dude, they go into the haunted house. Mm-hmm. I always love how they do all these individual characters, and they have that dilemma of, oh my god, it's the queen of Itomi High School. Itomi High School, I think is what it is. I don't know if I can scare Komi. Maybe I can't scare Komi. It would be wrong not to scare Komi and give her full experience. By the time she decides I'm going to scare Komi, Komi's already walked through that part of the haunted house. But the fucking sound she makes when she goes like, because what? She gets to see all the other clubs. So there was a, it's like the culture festival. So it's all the stereotypical stuff. Like they did the maid cafe. There's a play. There's a haunted house, which is kind of out of season. Because they already did like a haunted house thing, didn't they?
No. You're thinking.
Oh, Americo. Yeah. That's right. But the best part is like they're like, hey, look, there's a concert. And then at one point, I thought of you immediately. It's like, oh, it's a heavy metal concert.
Yeah, well, there ain't nothing wrong with it. It's whatever.
That's pretty cool, though. It's like, isn't Japan into like older heavy metal stuff? Isn't that a big thing? Like heavy metal bands go to like Japan or some shit?
Sometimes. We are missing one important detail.
You kiss.
Tadano is dressed as a woman.
I forgot about
last 2 episodes.
Because I watched episode 11 the time before. Dude, the part where they're sitting and it's like, Komi's like, you look real good in that. Tadano is like, you look pretty good too, Komi. Both of them got embarrassed. Komi's brother did show up. Literally shows up, sits in the throne. Girls worship him. They get too close and he leaves.
Yeah.
Doesn't say a fucking word.
He felt uncomfortable and left. It's like, fair enough.
Makes sense. Komi's mom did show up. Mm-hmm. And she did see him in the maid outfit.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I didn't know you were. It's not like that. All right.
Not like that woman.
And then Todd No's little sister shows up.
Oh, yeah.
Snaps a pic.
It's like,
Mom, did you see the pic? You were right. Right about what?
That man can't catch a break at all.
I like the quick quips that a lot of they have like per both episodes. Like there were some really good like quick quips. There was a big love confession shortly after.
No, that was one of the school festival activities that was announced by the mic dude. I love you, whatever your name is. I don't love you. And I was like, is this boy gonna jump? Is this boy gonna fucking jump?
That's kind of where I was getting to with the quick quips, because that was so fast. I love you. I don't love you back. It's like,
he got rejected. Up next is Komi. Komi gets up there. Komi's here. Everyone shut the fuck up. What's she gonna say?
Meow.
Yeah.
Maid cafe cat girl.
No, there was another one of fucking Hajime's. Or no, wait, Najime's thing is like, go promote the maid cafe. Meow.
Yeah.
That's when you give her the little cat ears.
Then the sports festival.
The sports festival gal was there.
Yeah.
Komi, you're so good at this. 200%. Because they worked through all the characters you've seen again. No, what? Crazy bitch confessed to Komi's love.
Yeah.
Komi, I love you. Komi said nothing.
Yeah. Will you go out with me? Silent. Oh, she's just so shy. It's like, yeah, that's what you get from that.
At one point, remember the random girl that showed up just after the sports festival? The one that's ditzy?
Yeah.
Hey, weren't you with what's her name? She's just in a fucking trash can.
Yeah. She just reminds me of the personification of a sloth.
Yeah. The random student council girl knows that Komi and our boy love each other. She's like, you're so dense. He's like, what do you mean I'm dense? Says dense, proceeds to walk away. Sigma. They do have a dance.
They do.
He does ask her to dance.
That's at the end of the festival. They
listen, the festival ended like 8 separate times in that episode.
Well, yeah, the official ending where they actually have like a ceremony. It's like the maid cafe won. Or at least it would have if someone wasn't cheating.
No, it was in class 1A1. But because they were racketeering, you lost. And he's like, sorry, guys. At least we had fun. Fuck you.
Komi was like, I had fun. And everyone's so happy. And it's like, that was my shtick.
How come you're okay when she says it, but not me?
And then I thought that was weird, by the way, because I get the like, oh, this class won, whatever.
It was all about most money raised or.
Mm-hmm. But even at the very end of that, like I could see everything getting broken down, and then people going home or like going to do karaoke, which is what they do after. But there's literally all right, everybody, so here's a dance and
performed by the classical music band, the jazz band.
Jazz starts playing. There's food. It's like, what kind of after ceremony?
This is what I'm fucking saying. It was like 20 different endings, and then Tandano.
I don't know.
Tadano. I have it in front of me. I can say it right when I see it, but it's Tadano. It's like, Komi, if you wanna dance, we can. And then his hands all sweaty. She's all excited. He's all excited. And it's like both of them don't know how to dance. Luckily, our boy Najime is like, let's all dance together.
Yeah. After that dance, they all go to karaoke.
Yeah, apparently the whole fucking class is invited to karaoke. Listen,
it was nice though.
It was a cool end of End of the, they're all singing their own thing. Komi goes up to sing.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. And then crazy bitch is like, I'm going to call the company and complain.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to complain.
Mm-hmm.
That's not their fucking fault.
Yeah.
I feel bad for
Tadano.
Yeah.
Goes up to sing. And
then no one's paying attention. But Komi over there fucking supportive.
Yeah. That was super sweet. And even like Komi was the only one that was actively participating, but Najime was still like over there kind of like vibing to it. And the ditzy green haired girl.
The best part was when they sang the last song. It was just the opening theme.
Himiko. Yeah. Because they like cut to it. And then there was an after credit scene, which basically announced like season 2.
Well, they're on like a movie set. And it's like, Komi, say your line. No, you already read that one. Flip the page.
It's like the second most she's talked this entire season.
Yeah, she says like
just to announce season 2.
Yeah,
we're just like
to be continued.
Yeah.
Well, the best part was they actually did have 24 seconds left. There's only 24 seconds left in the episode.
No, they say that, and I quickly highlighted over. There's 28 when they say there's 24.
Oh, I thought there was exactly 20.
No, it's one of those where they do the splash screen at the end. So there was
well, it's like
4 seconds splash screen.
I don't count that shit. That does
count.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
Whatever.
No, but the endings this season have been pretty good. I liked how a lot of the shows ended, especially like Blue Period, very emotional ending. Komi Can't Communicate, fun ending on there. I mean, Deep Stranding, whatever the fuck it's called.
Deep Insanity. I don't know how that ended, but I told you how it ended.
I know, and I just completely wiped it out of my mind. Fuck that shit. No, but you know what's not ending? Attack on Titan.
Oh, are you gonna talk about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Dude, I told you every week I am fucking talking about Attack on Titan because I can't fucking wait, dude. I need to talk about it every single week. So here we are. Season 4, Part 1 ends as Marley is attacking Paradise Island, right? Fucking coming in like on Zeppelins, basically, because it's like, think of like 1912 technology is kind of the extent of weaponry. Levi's dead, but wait, he's not dead. Fucking Haynes grabs Levi. It's like, he's dead, isn't he? Yeah, his face is tore up and he's got shrapnel in his belly. Let me see Levi. Let me feel his stomach. Let me see the wounds. Let me feel his pulse. And then Zeke, one of the other Titans that's like trying to destroy Marley, because they're the ones that are basically persecuting Paradise citizens, shows up butt fucking naked. He's like, yo, I survived. How'd you survive? And Levi didn't. Haynes jumps in the water with Levi, not to be seen again the rest of the episode. Levi's alive. I fucking know it. To be fair, I think I've read ahead in the manga. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil anything manga-wise. Then we cut back to our boys, because we pick back up where we left on Season 4, Part 1, because we're on Season 4, Part 2. Marley attacks. They're dropping troops in. They're just massacring people from Paradise. Because in Paradise, you've seen Attack on Titan. They have like the zipline thingies. They have that, but it's basically newly modified. But they're getting massacred by Marley, which has like full auto guns. Like they have 50 cals out of nowhere. Eren starts fighting Reiner, right? Like dude, we've been waiting for this fight for like over a year. Like, because last season they fought maybe like once and that was it. So we've been waiting like a year and a half for this fight. Eren throws a punch, beating the fucking ever-loving shit out of Reiner. Then, I don't remember what his name is. Other dude, the Jaw Titan, comes up, starts attacking Eren, so it's a 2v1. Then, Peck shows up. She's another one of the Titans that can fully control herself. Third person shows up, right? So Eren's 3v1. And this is where Eren fucking wants him, dude. God, the fights are so cool. And then we have like this fucking 10-minute ordeal in the basement of the prison. It's like, Mikasa, do you want to help Eren? And then Armin's trying to convince Mikasa to help Eren. She's like, I don't know if I actually want to help him or if it's because I'm an Arkerman, because apparently the Arkermans or whatever their names are supposed to help Aaron's family no matter what. It's like a cursed bullshit thing. And that's kind of where the episode ends. But my favorite part of the episode was Abby, one of the characters, like small girl, the one that shot. I can't remember her name. God, I feel so bad for not remembering her name. Basically, she shot one of the main characters last season. Everyone fucking hates her. Is handcuffed to Peck, and Peck needs to be unchained from Abby, so when she transforms, she doesn't kill Gabby. Sorry. So she's like, yo, other Titan dude, cut off my hand from this chain, because it's chained together, because when you go in the Titan form, you heal body parts. Cuts off her hand. The only thing here is say is, fuck, that hurt. Jumps off the side of the building, transforms into a Titan. Oh, dude, it's so good. Like the opening, I don't know if I like it yet. You know what I mean? Like you hear something once, I've heard it twice. I'm like, I like it, but I don't know if I really like it. You know what I mean? I think it's because other people say they really love it. I don't want to love it. But the ending theme's pretty good, pretty emotional, because if you read ahead in the manga, there's a scene in the ending theme that you're like, they're going to animate it. They're going to do it. So next episode, it's just going to be a fight. This entire season is just fight after fight after fight. But all in all, Attack on Titan anime of the season, settled.
Wow. Just I'm going back to my JoJo thing. Oh, Attack on Titan. Sorry, I'm too busy watching Attack on Titan and chucking other people's dicks.
Oh, Mr. Fruits Basket. Oh, best. Oh, the Hitori is the best. I don't know their names. I assume Hitori's a person in there.
No.
Itori, something Tori. Toru. I know Toru's a character.
There you go, bud. You got
There's like a Hitori something.
No.
We still have another 8 minutes we could talk. There's
I want to talk about this because I found this out a moment ago and went, well, that ain't right.
What?
But it's true, and it's weird to think. The voice actress that voices Najime in Komi, very outgoing. Do you know there's another character that she plays that is very popular that you would have seen her play as?
What?
Ram from ReZero.
Really?
Yeah, same person.
Ram or Rem?
Ram.
Oh, no one gives a fuck about Ram.
Well, you fucking spent way more time with her in season 2 than Rem.
That's true. Crunchyroll Awards are in 6 days, 10 hours, and 14 minutes.
Okay. So
it'll be next Monday. The voting will start. But let me pull up. I was just voting on this. Why can't I find it? Phil, time justice.
I think with the Crunchyroll Awards, there are going to be a couple shows that are just kind of like guaranteed, because we talked about it a little bit yesterday or the day after before, where one of the categories being like best drama, where Fruits Basket is definitely going to fall in that category. I don't think The Promised Neverland's going to end anywhere on that list.
So, Anime News Corner, it's one of the Facebook groups that I'm part of. They have they have huge voting. Probably 200,000 plus people vote, which is a very good number.
Mm-hmm.
So far they have Anime of the Year, so you can vote, and they basically posted a lot of them. It was narrowed down. On their list, they have 86, Attack on Titan, the final season. So what happened last year, not what's happening right now. Blue Period, Ketsu no Yaiba, Mugen Train, Arc, which I don't really think that should be on there. I mean, you just basically cut up a movie and added a little bit more. Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, Fruits Basket, the final season, which it feels like that was so long ago. Was that summer? Or was that spring? Girlfriend is on theirs. After being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway. Hiramiya. Keige Shoujo.
Isn't it crazy to think that Horimiya was only a year ago?
Yeah, it feels like it was so long ago. They got Vivi, Tokyo Revengers. I'm going to be honest, there's a lot on there. Like, the ones I voted for were Tokyo Revengers, To Your Eternity. Let me scroll through here real quick. ReZero's on there, and I'll be honest, I stopped halfway through. Like, My Hero Academia Season 5, listen, My Hero, I honestly don't think it should win any awards this year. There were a lot stronger shows in every category. Mm-hmm. Jobless Reincarnation, Miss Kobayashi's on there, Mariko-chan, Komi. I think Mariko-chan will probably get Best Girl. Based on everything I've seen for voting, it's Mariko-chan, Komi, what's her name from 86? She's on there.
Lena,
yeah. I think those will be the top contenders for Best Girl of this season. And then, I don't know, for Best Anime of the Year, the thing is I hate, the voting is based on if people have seen it or not, right? Mm-hmm. So like, let's say not a lot of people watched, Blue Period, which I think is a very, very strong show for Anime of the Year. But it's hard to compare, Blue Period to Fruits Basket or Attack on Titan or My Hero.
Yeah.
Because My Hero Season 5,
I don't think My Hero is going to make it on that list.
It won't. But it's the idea of, it's had a whole bunch of seasons. It's built up a bigger audience than Blue Period could have in 12 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Fruits Basket might make it on the Anime of the Year list.
I think Fruits
Basket
just because
of how it ended with, the My Anime list. Like, it took the number one spot there for a little while, which, look, would you ever expected that to have been the case?
I think the problem with shows, it's not hating on it. A lot of people, when they get done, especially with something as long as Fruits Basket, is they're like, 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Like, don't get me wrong. My favorite anime is still Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I would say out of any anime is that, Cowboy Bebop, or Haruhi Suzumiya. But the problem is, I have this problem that a lot of people still have, is when I get done with a show, I'm like, 10 out of 10, it was amazing. Then you go back and you're like, you know what? Fullmetal Alchemist is definitely a very solid 8. 9 is probably what I'd tell most people it is. I wouldn't give Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood 10 out of 10. There's still some problems with it, but it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking fantastic. People are going to bitch and moan like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. It currently, even to now, sits at ranked 5 in score.
So what's
at a 9.06.
So number 1 is obviously Fullmetal Alchemist, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is number 1. Isn't Gintama up there in the top 5?
Mm-hmm.
And then my guess is probably, I don't know what else would be up there. I want to say Cowboy Bebop, but I think that's like top 20. I don't think it's top 10. What's up there again?
Top 5. Number 1 is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Number 2 is Gintama. Number 3 is Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2.
Season 3 Part 2?
Yeah. And then, so 2019.
Season 3 Part 2.
Yeah, in 2019.
Oh, I guess they technically did. It was really good. I mean, I wouldn't put it in the top 5, but it was good.
Yeah, that one's ranked 9.09. Tied with it is Steins Gate and then Fruits Basket.
Steins Gate is... Listen, as much as you love Fruits Basket, if you've seen Steins Gate...
It's not like you can compare those two, though. They're drastically different in what's the story being told.
The hard part is you get shows that might... Well, the thing is, I guess it's a bad example when I say shows go too long and they get worse, but then you get Gintama over there like, what's up?
Yeah.
But is that a specific season, though? Because Gintama's super, there's a lot to Gintama. Or does it just say Gintama?
It just says Gintama.
So that must be season 1.
No, it's got a little symbol next to it. There's a couple of them. It's the one between 2015 and 2016. It's 51 episodes.
So, I feel like 50-ish episodes are pretty good for a long series. Mm-hmm. Any longer than that, then you risk the whole One Piece. Now, you know what's probably going to be number 1 this year? Bleach.
Maybe.
Bleach is going to put up a pretty big fight this year.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how
because
it plays
it's going to
out.
be Attack on Titan, Bleach. I'm trying to think of what else comes out this year. I guess Dr. Stone, but I don't know. That's only like a 5-episode arc thing.
We should be getting Chainsaw Man this year.
Oh, that's true. That might. To be fair, there's been some shows that are super hyped, and then they're like good, but they're not like top tier.
Yeah, but this is the same studio that's also doing Attack on Titan and did Jujutsu Kaisen. And
I forgot. Did Jujutsu Kaisen the movie come out December or was it January? I think it's January.
I think it was January. I think it's January.
That might be.
They announced that it's supposed to be here in U.S. theaters next month.
Is it? Oh, for anyone watching, I mean, this should be up by the time we watch it. We're going to go see Belle this Sunday. It's technically out, I think, tomorrow. Well, it's today now. I might see it dubbed today if you're cool with that. Or
I mean, if you want to go see it.
Did I take
What is it called?
Belle, Belle.
Is that all that it's called?
There's more to it, but that's all I know it. If you just type in anime, Belle. I bought tickets.
Well, I tried to look it up on my anime list and it didn't fucking show up.
Well, it's not out yet.
Well, they still have pre-pages for it.
Let's see. My anime.
Oh, because I don't know.
Oh, it's because they have the actual Japanese name. So it's Ritu Sabotsuki no Hime. It's already got a 7.71. Which I think is pretty good. It's the same people that did Summer Wars. So here you go.
Hold on, Ritu. Oh.
So it's same people that did Summer Wars, and if you've seen Summer Wars, haven't you?
No.
It's basically people fighting in the
Ryu no Sobeksu no Hime, or Ryu to Sobeksu no Hime.
Yeah, so it came out summer 2021 apparently. I thought it was a national release same time.
No. That's why I was confused about what you were talking about, where it's like they never do national releases like that.
So it aired July 16, 2021. Well, they announced they were doing it in Japan. Maybe it's a second run in Japan.
Maybe.
But it looks really, really good. I mean, if you've seen, you probably haven't seen the trailer yet, have you?
No.
I would not watch the trailer. If I were you, I would go into it fresh.
I'm gonna see what the studio, see what they've done.
They
not a lot.
Well, they haven't done a lot since Summer Wars, if I remember correctly. So let me pull up the studio.
Do they do? Is this what I think it is?
So they did Wolf Children's, Boy and the Beast. I mean, Studio Shizu. So why was it saying I think it's the same director as Summer Wars. Maybe. But listen, man, Wolf Children. I mean, and Boy and the Beast. Have you seen both of those? I know you've seen Wolf Children.
I haven't seen either.
We need to watch Wolf Children. That should be your homework assignment.
No.
Why? You don't like to cry?
I do recognize the three things. Wolf Children.
Boy and the Beast was a pretty big.
Mirai, I recognize as well.
Yeah. So they've done some big stuff.
Yeah. Seems to be only movies, though, which is kind of interesting for an anime studio to only
But it takes a while to make a movie.
Yeah. It's just weird because besides a studio like Ghibli, can you think of any other animation studio, like Japanese anime studio, that exclusively is doing movies?
Well, who's the ones that did a Silent Voice?
That's Kyoto.
That's Kyoto. Not Silent Voice. Sorry, Kimi no Na wa.
Well, that's Shinkai doing his own thing.
But I wonder if that's the same thing for this, though.
Maybe. But I doubt it.
But we'll have a lot to talk about next week. Next week, we're going to talk about Crunchy Awards, what we think might win what. We'll give our thoughts. And then we're also probably going to talk. We're definitely going to talk about shows we're planning on watching. We're going to make sure we watch all the trailers for all the things coming out. Have a pretty good idea of what we're going to watch because everything episode 1 starts this week. Mm-hmm. This season's pretty weak. I shouldn't say weak. Like, it's not as packed as last season was. So I don't know if we'll do an ABC thing again or we'll probably do an AB special. I think that's what we'll probably do. But we'll tell you more next time.
Yeah.
Anything else, Justice?
Watch more hentai.
Betty White was a national treasure.